They only are loyal to this college.
To departing.
Bear their added riches.
In trust for, it says mankind, but we usually switch it to humankind.
Walking through those gates every single day, it must have embedded something in my subconscious because I believe in giving back.
Everything that we learn, everything that we teach, everything that we do here isn't for us on some fundamental level. It's not really ours unless we give it away.
How do I plan to affect change?
I lead a team that invests in the development of affordable housing.
Political activism for immigrant rights through the DREAM Act Coalition.
We're trying to make better solar cells for, obvious reasons, generate electricity, global warming.
You've had the privilege of this kind of an education, and you need to do something with it.
Having found the Quest Bridge group on campus, which allows low-income students from across the country to, really have access to top-tier colleges like Pomona.
I own a company that makes mobile applications and mobile solutions. We really try and take a look at how does this change people's lives.
I travel to East Africa teaching HIV/AIDS education to the rural poor in central Tanzania.
I'm getting teared up.
Why?
I don't know. It means a lot to me. It really does.
I'm one of the founders of GLAD, which is the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation.
I am the executive director of Step Up Women's Network.
I am a pediatrician.
People have incredible opportunities here, and with that comes incredible responsibility.
You're able to use what you learn for a greater good.
I feel ready to take on the challenges of the world.
My dad right now runs a coffee shop. My mom is a consultant.
She's a medical transcriptionist and has been for the past 30 years almost.
My father's in sales, and my mom works for the state of Washington.
Because of the economic crisis, my mother was unemployed in November and will be unemployed over the course of 2010. And there is virtually no way that I could be here if it weren't for the financial aid that I was given.
I really think Pomona College's attitude is, if you can get in here, and it's going to be hard to get in here, we'll make it work for you one way or the other.
So I take music lessons once a week for an hour, and what I really appreciate about coming to Pomona is that since I'm on financial aid, those music lessons are completely free.
And that's one of the experiences that I've really valued at Pomona, because they take care of their students regardless of who they are, where they come from, how much they can pay. It's about you, and it's about your mind, and it's about your well-being. It's not about how much money you have in your pocket.
I think that Pomona is, in my humble opinion, probably the most generous school in the country, period.
The resources are everywhere for us. We're given everything, basically, so we're very fortunate, and I think that nobody takes that for granted.
Pomona has given me experiences that have defined who I am today.
I really wouldn't have been able to go here without the endowment, or that other people had, quite frankly, fronted the bill so that I could do it, so I could have these opportunities. I would certainly like to do something in some way to hopefully give another kid an opportunity like the one that I was afforded.
Do I have a daring mind?
What is it about the complexity of different parts of the brain that allows us to be able to think in ways that maybe no one else has thought before?
It's really about risk-taking. If you don't take risks, you don't know how far you can go.
There's 6 things you need to do in life, and one of them is you need to fail at least once. Because if you fail and you survive, you'll never be afraid to take risks.
I came into college thinking I had it all figured out, and Pomona really shook me up.
After taking some of those classes that I was scared to take, I've come out like enlightened.
To be creative, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to do something that nobody else has done.
There's a young man who combined his interest in art and science
and also in sustainability to basically develop a mobile biology lab, which is attached to a bicycle.
And so the idea behind this project is to turn that laboratory space inside out and bring the laboratory out into the everyday world.
I mean, it's the craziest thing you've ever seen, but the idea behind it, the creativity of that behind it.
I envisioned it being something that you can take around to schools and do workshops with.
That's what I see as a daring mind, not being afraid to take the chance with your work and just trust your instincts, trust your intellect.
That's where the creativity comes in, is that you have to be able to think creatively about what we know to identify what we don't know.
Medical school did not teach me to be a good doctor. Pomona did. Pomona taught me how to think, how to analyze, how to figure things out.
Maybe there's a better way to do this. Maybe there's a better way to solve this problem, and if no one else is doing it, maybe I can do it.
When the hurricane hit in New Orleans, we got a plane, we got supplies, we flew into an airport that was closed and went to the federal government, and the federal government said, we don't need you. And we said, we don't believe that. And we drove around the country and we found the patients who needed help. Daring what we think are the limits, what we think are the rules.
You do things that some people say, no, you can't do that, or why are you doing that, or why would you do that? And you just do it.
The world is changing constantly. The old approaches don't work anymore.
There's all these mysterious things that we don't understand yet. I want to be on the edge of that understanding.
Dare to change something, dare to make a difference. Don't take no as an answer.